What's happening, guys? Welcome to Vertical Football, and welcome to the Chelsea Fans Corner. The Chelsea's Fans Corner, where we talk about all things Chelsea. And in this particular one, we want to talk about the defensive situation at Chelsea. The defensive situation at Chelsea has been terrible. Terrible, because it looks like we started out well. It kind of looked like we started out well. First 3 matches, we considered just 1 goal. And boom, out of nowhere, in the next 3 matches, we considered 7 goals. 7 goals. And I was thinking in my mind, where did it go wrong? Where did all of this just come out from? And then it just opened my eyes to like a deeper thing when I was making my analysis. We actually did not start out well. If we're being honest with ourselves, because you look at it, every single match that we played in this season, we conceded a goal. Though we had 2 clean sheets. But you look at the Crystal Palace match, Eze scored, they removed it. In the West Ham's match, Paqueta scored the first goal. In the Fulham's match, Joshua King scored, he was removed. Against Man United, we conceded. Against Brentford, we conceded. Against Brighton, we conceded. For every single match that we have played in this season, we have conceded goals. And it's very, very alarming. And I think there are a whole lot of things that we need to do defensive wise, because if we are aiming to get to that position where we are aiming for, get into the top 2 in the Premier League, get to win the league, go far in the Champions League, all of these aims, all of these missions, all of these ambitions, your defense needs to be solid. Your defense needs to be solid. So I think one of the reasons why we have considered a whole lot, I would say, is the absence of Levi Colwill. The absence of Levi Colwill leaves a deep hole in our defense. Defensive wise, in the defensive part of it is we do not have a leader in that position anymore. Nobody's calling anybody to order. Nobody's dragging anybody along. Nobody is that guy who will speak up when it feels like nothing is going right. Like, that personality is gone. He took it away from that position. And it's very, very obvious. The personality of the leadership. We expected Tosin to step up to that role, but it didn't live up to the expectation. And I think the absence of Levi Colwill is a very deep hole in our defense, defensive wise. In the ball playing side of it, it's Levi Colwill again. Him leaving that space, him going out on injury, still keeps us in that position where we are just looking below average. Nobody can actually pass the ball right. And it's very obvious, because we got into the Brighton's match and you saw that Sanchez had to start taking long kick, which was against the way we play. But given that that's the situation that we had on ground, we just have to succumb to that. We just have to go long kicks. We couldn't start the ball at the back. That's to tell you how bad the situation is. And even at some point, we played Jorewato and Achimpong centre back. And I would like to go into to not just speak about this thing on the surface level. I want to speak about it in a deeper sense. In the deeper sense is, I think the management takes part of the blame, or the management takes most of the blame, because I spoke about it in one of the shows that we have. You cannot go through the transfer window knowing what you have in the club and knowing the situations and not get defenders. It's still, till this moment, it still does not make any sense to me how we would have gone through the transfer window and not get any defender. So I think the management takes blame from that too. They share in the part of the cake, they share out of the cake. And this is our reality now. What do we do? What do we have? And how can we solve this problem going forward? I think one of the things that will solve the problem for us is, the way I see it, the presence of Badiashile. And I know this is mad. I know this sounds very crazy, but it is just what it is. We're looking at the centre back. We are looking at the central centre back role in Chelsea and the left centre back. We that's the old Levi Colwill. That's the old Levi Colwill left in Chelsea. Who fits that place? With Chaluba on the right hand side, you have stability. You have somebody who can mark well. You have somebody who is comfortable moving the ball forward. He still has his own error because sometimes he goes into challenges 50% instead of going 100%, and some indecisions sometimes, like the Brighton's red card. I'm not going to go about all of that. And let me go back to Badiashile in ways I think Badiashile solved our problem. For Badiashile, one of the downside of Badiashile is his defensive ability. You will not really get that. But having Chaluba on his side just means you have somebody who can cover up for that lapses of yours. Yeah, so I think Chaluba will cover for him in that space. Now, the ball playing ability, which is very, very important, because now one thing I see again is people are beginning to block our channels, and our channel being Moises Caicedo is that one man who we build up with three at the back, Moises Caicedo, then we play the ball into him and he distributes to the guys up front. But now that we are having people block this guy, we need that central center back who is a good user of the ball. So it becomes very easy for us to progress the ball. It becomes very easy for us to find those line breaking passes. And we thought Tosin could find those line breaking passes, but unfortunately he couldn't. What with Badiashile is not on the same level, but is as good on the ball as Levi Colwill. He can give us that pass. The downside, or the bad, or let me say the defect he has in his own is because he's left-footed, he can be stereotyped. So if somebody chases him to this part of the field, he is not that comfortable to play that line breaking pass from the left center back position going into to the left midfield position, which is something that you see somebody like Levi Colwill do easily. Badiashile can do it, but not in an easy manner. You will still find this level of stiffness and difficulty for him to like play those line breaking pass into the left side, into the right side of the pitch when he's on the left hand side. Yeah. So, but all those short passes when our left back inverts into the midfield, those passes that can go straight into the winger, Badiashile can give you. But the point is he going to be stable? Is he going to be available? Because as much as we are still going to want to keep him there, we still have to consider his availability. It's kind of like not injury prone, but it's that guy who has tendency to go injured. But when he's available, those ball playing ability will give you, the area ability he will give you, his defensive part he will give you, but not to that level. But with the partnership of Chaluba, I think he can block that part very well, and they keep the back solid. So I think Badiashile solves the problem for us as at this point. But going forward, how long are we going to rely on Badiashile and Chaluba? Because we are playing in the Champions League, we are playing in the FA Cup, we are still in the Carabao Cup, and there is the Premier League. Yeah. So one thing I see again is probably we will have to depend on Jorge Alto, and it's going to be up to Enzo Maresca to instill that quality or bring out that quality that he is looking for in this guy. Yeah, because Achimpong is good, or Achimpong still has, if we are going to play Achimpong, you're going to play Achimpong on the right hand side and Chaluba on the left hand side. And these are two movers of the ball. And these two guys, I don't think, in my viewpoint, I've not really noticed them playing together that much, but I don't know if they complement themselves, if we're looking at their strengths and their weaknesses. But if you're looking at this guy's strength, Badiashile's strength and Chaluba's weakness, Chaluba's strength and Chaluba's strength and Badiashile's weakness, I think they complement themselves. So that will be our partnership. And for Fofana, if he is stable, is that guy who we can still say, okay, partner either with Chaluba or partner with, what's it called? Partner with Badiashile. But that's being on the tactical parts or analyzing what it's going to be like. One other message is about they keeping their heads in the game. Yeah, we have in this particular season alone, we have had 2 errors leading to goal, 4 errors leading to shot, and 2 errors leading to goals, which is something I will blame on concentration. Concentration, sorry about that. Concentration and lack of focus. Yeah, we lose our head quickly, which is something, if you want to attain the position of going high up and fighting against the big boy, you don't want to be losing your head so easily, and you don't want to be losing your concentration. So I think the central back position is the issue for Chelsea, because the fullbacks, they are all doing fine. Yeah, they are doing fine. In their primary duty, they are doing fine. Offensive-wise, they are doing fine. Aside the Brighton match for Malo Gusto, and I think that should be based on kind of like instruction. Yeah, because we had Chris James in that particular game, and Malo Gusto join was just very weird. So I think in the defensive parts, for the fullbacks, we are doing good. For the centre backs, I want to see more of Badiashile and Chaluba. So guys, just let me know what you think about it. How are you seeing the situation? What's the situation looking like for you? What do you think possible solutions will be? And even the idea that I spoke about, Badiashile and Chaluba, do you think it is going to work? And if it is not going to work, please drop it in the comment section. Let's know what you think. Let's know what you feel about the defensive situation at Chelsea Football Club. So thank you very much for sticking with us. This is brought to you by Vertical Football. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you have not done that. So we see you some other times. Thank you.